as brave as those possessing or exhibiting courage or courageous endurance. Athletes are the most obvious example of those who chase their dreams through sheer determination and hard work. Achieving success is difficult among athletes, but even more so for international athletes who not only have to deal with the competition on the field, but also with some intense issues of cultural differences and extended distances from family. These athletes define brave as they are willing to sacrifice their culture and norms to reach the top of their chosen sport. They have chosen Oklahoma State University to be their guide to success in sports and education. Oklahoma State University has a long and distinguished history of successful athletics, but contributing to OSU's success is a foundation of international athletes. Currently, OSU has 43 international student athletes who come from all over the world, often leaving the comfort of home and their own family to start a new journey as a part of the Oklahoma State University family. The OSU athletic program has students from 41 different countries and from all 7 continents. There is relative parity among the students with regards to gender. This season, OSU has 23 women and 20 men international student athletes. Sports that have majority foreign athletes are tennis, golf, and track and field. Most diverse men's sport in OSU is tennis, where 8 out of 9 members of the team is international. Track and field appears to be the most diverse women's sports, with 9 international student athletes this season and 24 during last 5 years. With all the universities in the world, why would athletes pick OSU?
Why would a prospective student come here from Europe or overseas? For sure, it's a great opportunity to study and get a great degree and play a sport that you love, and you also are able to get an athletic scholarship. And I think just the combination of the ability to get a great degree combined with being able to train to play a sport that you love and ultimately probably want to be professional in is an amazing opportunity.
Good conference. It's very competitive conference. If you in the sports, you think, okay, if I'll compete against the best, obviously I'll be one day the best too.
I like the conference, Big 12 conference, and it close with my family. My brother lives in Oklahoma, and is why I try to come to OSU.
I mostly decided to come here because of the track and field program. It's really good, and also what the school can offer me in terms of facilities. So that's the main thing. Another thing I really looked at was the academic part.
I thought the soccer program was really good, and then the school was really attractive. I mean, he showed me some pictures and stuff like that, and the coach was really nice, so I decided to choose Oklahoma.
Coming here was kind of a coincidence. It was between here and Florida. This seemed like the best option, so I just went here. I'm really happy about it.
Oh, I have a lot of advantage because I have scholarship, I have everything free. I play good basketball with good coach, good program, you know. And I'm so happy for being here.
One of the most important reasons for the large international athletic population is recruitment. OSU staff travel the world to meet the new generation of athletes. The staff enjoy recruiting these athletes even if this process is time-consuming and complicated.
International recruiting generally works by developing a network of contacts. Can be through agencies, it can be through people that you've met when scouting at various tournaments, it can be through former players. A lot of coaches will generally go to overseas to go recruit at foreign international junior tournaments, sometimes professional tournaments, and once you kind of gather a network of contacts, then you are able to call them, email them, and kind of maintain an open line of communication, and then ultimately maybe show them an official visit on campus, bring them over to see if they want to come here to be a student athlete.
In golf, you're really fortunate because you can recruit all over the world and you're able to look at a score. probably similar to track and cross country where there's something more objective. You look at a time. Golf, we're fortunate with that. But then I also do take some recruiting trips internationally. I usually go to the European Team Championship, and then our assistant coach, Par Nielsen, will go and recruit over in Europe as well, watching different tournaments.
Last summer, I came to America and played some AJJ events, and I saw Par Nielsen, our assistant coach, and he did a great job recruiting me and convinced me to come here.
Usually we find them on international competitions. I've been there to most of them, and you just watch them compete and you see what you like, and you meet them after the meet when they're done competing, and just go introduce yourself and say, you know, I'm the coach from the United States, and you know, we're recruiting the athletes from all the world.
During my high school year, I was contacted by Dave, and I started to get excited about the U.S., coming to the U.S. after high school.
I don't think that it's more difficult. I think that it just might require a little bit more effort and patience, because you would need to get on a plane and go to Europe or Australia or to Asia, wherever it might be, in what particular country you're looking to recruit student athletes.
It's definitely a little bit more complicated and more expensive than just driving down to Dallas from Stillwater. Getting on a plane and going to Sweden's there's a little more commitment there. But I mean, we've done it, and we've done it for years because it's been successful. We found girls that are really good fits with our program and that have a lot of talent. And it's been a great fit through the years, so you know, we plan to continue to recruit internationally. We just want the best girls and the best golfers and the best people. So, I mean, you know, you got to look at the world. Golf is a growing sport, and it will continue to be. So, you know, a while ago the growth was really in Europe, and now it's booming in Asia. So, I mean, you have to look at the entire world if you want to be one of the best programs in the country, which we plan to be.
So tennis is a very, very global game, and it's played in a lot of countries, and sometimes will be one of the sports that is kind of at the top of the food chain. And for example, in Serbia, smaller country, but they've produced #1 players in the world professionally. They've got an amazing amount of good junior players. So you might see some of the best athletes in Serbia, for example, or other European countries going into soccer or tennis, whereas in the US, a lot of the better athletes might be going into sports like basketball or football, kind of the quote-unquote power and performance sports.
I'm from Lithuania, and I was recruited exactly the same way. We never even seen the coaches. And you know, I understand it was big change in my life when I decided to come. So you know, I know that part when you come, you know, approaching the student athlete.
One strong factor that encourages athletes to commit to OSU is the quality of both facilities and staff. Oklahoma State is a Division I program, meaning the facilities have to be on a par with the other major schools. OSU boasts a brand new football and track stadiums, as well as state-of-the-art tennis center.
I think one of the things that probably surprises many of the international students is that in America we put a real emphasis on sports, and we spend a lot of money on sports facilities. And so you may come from, you know, a smaller town in another country, you know, across the seas from America, and you just are amazed by the facilities. I think that a lot of people would come in here would say, that's amazing what you have as far as your sports facilities.
Karsten Creek, our home golf course, is exactly what you need from a facility perspective to develop to play at the very highest level. So if you get the right girls and guys who will take advantage of the facilities, they're going to thrive. And I mean, that's been, you know, a real resource and asset for us is when we own our own golf course. And you know, that was Coach Holder's vision, you know, since the 70s when he started fundraising for it. And it's been a real success, and you know, we're going to do everything we can to continue to keep it as the best golf course in the country.
The training facility, it's definitely the best in the country. It's a place where you can take your game to another level.
I mean, it's amazing. All other teams are just like talking to us about it, and we're like, oh guys, you have such amazing facility and everything. And
I mean, it's awesome. We have like the best locker room and training room, and we have 18 courts, so it's really nice.
The facility is, I think, one of the best in the country.
There's people to run with every day, trainers who help you with whatever issue you got, weight programs, everything is there to help you get as good as you can in your sport, which I think is really nice.
Western riding is not that big in Sweden right now. It's growing, but it's not at all as big as it is here. So being able to be here at ride these kind of horses, the horses here are a lot nicer, a lot more well-bred. So being here and doing that, riding these horses, being at these horse shows, being so close to my trainer that I have in Texas right now, is really, really nice, and I feel like that has really developed me as a rider.
You get the best facilities over here and the best support. Back home in South Africa, track and field doesn't really get that support. So if you can do something through your talents and get academic experience through that, it would be awesome.
International student athletes are provided not only with great athletic opportunities, but also amazing support in their classroom achievements. Academic services for student athletes provide academic, personal, and career support programs that foster the total development of student athletes. It delivers a comprehensive program on life skills that provides student athletes with excellent educational experiences. Academic support at OSU begins with a multifaceted program that involves subject tutors, facilitators, learning groups, computer programs, and academic enhancement contracts.
Here, luckily, the athletes get paired up with someone, and so I would be the person they'd be paired up with usually. And so we just go through it day by day together, and whatever questions they have, I help them with. We have a writing center here. They also get help with study strategies. The other thing we do is help organize their schedules, figure out where they're supposed to be when. A lot of times this campus is really big, especially for international students, so just finding what building there is, we help them with that. Knowing what an American tests look like, how our papers look, certain vocabulary that might be just academic vocabulary that they need to know that they might not have learned previously. Doing their academics the way we do academics. Generally, students that are here for a sport are really hard workers and they're dedicated, so it's not going to take them as long as someone else. They're also usually, athletes are fairly outgoing because they have to meet other athletes their whole life. So the main, I think culturally it's just so different. So maybe what time they have to get up in the mornings, or that they have to be somewhere on time. A lot of times other cultures don't realize how time-oriented we are in the United States, and that everything has to be on a schedule. International students are very receptive to help because they know we're their lifeline in the beginning. And so it's a joy, actually. I really like working with international students. Well, I love teaching them the different vocabulary. Sometimes there's words that they'll say, phrases they'll learn that maybe aren't appropriate in English, but they don't realize they aren't appropriate. And so I'll catch it and say, wait, hold on, I know you've heard this, but you might not want to say this in public.
Being an athlete and doing school can be hard. I think that they really help you a lot. Like professors, if you gotta travel, they'll help you out, and you got tutors.
Being able to have the academic center, being able to have tutors and all that kind of stuff is something that I would never have at home.
The language was very hard. I mean, my first days here, my first weeks, I was really lost. I went to class and I was like, oh my God, I don't understand anything, it's gonna be so hard. But I just kept working on my English, and then it just went better, and now I feel good. I really like the AC. Like, people are really nice and they help you with everything. If you don't understand something, they help you. They're just here for you.
It was the first 2 months were like weird for me to sit in the class, and I was like, what are they talking about? Like, I couldn't understand any, like, I mean, my language was all right, but not like academic wise. So I was just like, I don't know, what are they saying? So I would just sit here and try to do my best. Each semester I'm getting better. I learn new words, new grammar stuff, and the people in academic center, they help me a lot, like the writing center, my advisors, and all the helping staff.
I speak 6 languages. I speak French, Lingala, Swahili, Spanish, Catalan, and English right now. But Before coming here, I say I have to learn again English. I say, I don't want, but I have to. If I want to go to school, you have to speak English. Radisson they helped me, and watch the TV show. They help me a lot because the English I take in class doesn't help me for talking. I understand, but I can talk.
My first language is Afrikaans, but we learn English in high school. We don't speak it that lot. So when I came here, my English was pretty bad, and I must say it progressed pretty good as time went by, and by now I'm a bit better. I think I will be a lot better in the time I graduated. So, and classes have been fairly easy. You just need to learn more the terminology. That's a big thing that you need to focus on, and the rest are pretty easy.
I got my coaches to help me and our teammates. We got the academic center, so I think we got help in every single place, so it wasn't that bad.
I don't think it's hard much at all for the international students to blend in academically. We've had excellent luck over the years. I mean, once in a while you get a student athlete that comes over here and maybe they get a little homesick because it's such a cultural change, and that's hard for them. I think it's toughest for the kids that come that have a language barrier, but it's amazing how quickly they pick up on English. It's amazing how they make that transition. They come from a very background where they're very dedicated academics, and so we really have very, very small work. You know, we don't have much of a worry when international students come as far as academically.
International athletes have more struggles than your typical college student. For many of them, English is not their first language, and cultural shock is a very real problem they experience as they struggle to adjust to the new lifestyle. These issues are overcome with the help of great teammates, coaches, and the rest of athletic and academic staff support. It's not only the facilities, but the people at OSU.
There's definitely cultural adjustments, and we just try to do our best as a coaching staff with making each girl, feel comfortable and feel at home, and we have a real family atmosphere, and I hope that helps.
Trying, kind of like put them under your wing and, making sure they find friends.
In the beginning it was some hard days, it was sad. There was days where I just wish I was at home. It was hard to adapt, but I feel like I've adapted, learned a lot.
My first year was terrible. It was very hard for me. Yeah, but I have a chance because I have many friends, and it helped me a lot for classes, understand, and practice and everything.
I was pretty scared to leave home. I had no idea what to expect. It takes a few weeks to adjust. I won't say I'm completely adjusted yet, because you have to make new friends. I'm part of the team, so automatically you got a bunch of friends you train with every day. Cultural, you just need to learn what goes on, how people react to what you say.
My family cannot even come support me. It's really hard. Especially after the soccer games, when everybody else goes see their families and their friends, I'm like, I have some friends, but I'm like, oh, where is my mom? Because she used to come to every game.
They have all been very, very welcoming. My coach and his wife, they both have been amazing. They took me as an extra child when I first came here, because I have to admit, I was a little shocked the first time I came here because everything was so new, and I never came on a recruit trip or anything, so when I moved here my freshman year, it was the first time I ever saw the school, I ever met my coach.
The team is what, makes me work hard every day, makes me want to go to school even. We're just a family, help each other. When one cries, everyone comes running to that one person. Next day, another person cries, we all go help her. If someone's making the national team or winning nationals, we all cheer. We all just want the best for everyone.
Overall, we just always together, and we trying to help each other with whatever we need help with, and because we all international, it's kind of that brings us together.
Although tennis is an individual sport, I love it because we have a team here. It's basically family.
Sometimes I'm sad because every year the senior leave, if you have affection with somebody, and when you leave, you're feeling, next year I have the new players, everything changed, That makes me a little sad, but I'm feeling like family.
I love my team. We feel like a big family. We connect well, we hang out a lot, we spend a lot of time together. But we also have hard times together, and when you need someone that can support you, you can always go to your teammates, and they become close friends.
All the girls have been so helpful and so understanding with me not knowing the language very well, and they all have helped me understand the whole, just how everything works, because college here is very different from at home, everything, both the academics and the athletic stuff.
I think personally it's really important. You have all this support, and even if you miss family, you know, you have a family here as well, the one that will help you no matter what and will support you.
Finding a place where people are kind, people are open. I think that that's something about Stillwater that's really special, that probably does make the adjustment a lot easier, is people are very warm and welcoming and make you feel like home.
Dealing with homesickness is a condition that every international student experiences. Compounding this is the one common thing that all the athletes agree to miss the most from home: their national cuisine.
Food and my family, of course. But yeah, my mom's cooking. The French bread, baguette.
Food is definitely a big change because food is very different. Here they eat bread with everything. Back home we eat rice or noodle.
Over here I miss a lot of Indian food. People here don't eat spicy food. That's the worst thing, I think, because I'm really used to eating spicy food and curries and everything. But over here it's really tough to get that.
A big culture shock for me was the food, since people in the US eat a lot of fast food, especially here in Stillwater.
I miss Africa a lot because I have my old friends, the African food, you know. Well, here people eat everything: pizza, burger, chicken.
I have to say the food. The food here is very different from at home. I feel that the food here is pretty heavy. It's a lot of like mashed potatoes, gravy, casserole, and all that kind of stuff that we don't really have at home. It's more clean and lighter food, I would guess.
I miss food, I miss my family, obviously. The fact of being home and being with the friends and with the family, and just the area where I'm from is like really nice, so I miss it a lot over summer because it's like super pretty.
I definitely miss being able to visit my family whenever I want, my friends who I grew up with, and just being in my hometown, being around your culture. It's nice.
People, it has to be people. Family and friends, but not like the technology is really advanced. We can do FaceTime, talk on the phone and stuff, so it's not too bad.
Probably miss my family, my girlfriend, friends. I miss the weather, miss food. There's a lot of stuff you'll miss, but yeah, it's not that bad. You get to deal with it.
Also family, I mean, who doesn't miss their family? And it's tough to, you know, go back every time because the air tickets are so expensive. And in India, to go to India, it's like halfway across the world, so it's not easy.
Here is different because I think it's too much stress. In Africa, everybody is just relaxed. You have your friend, you have your mom, dad, family. It makes you feeling like home.
Obviously, my family, my friends, the opportunity I got by being here I always valued that higher than being close to home. It's always a hard decision. I think we all the international student athletes are in the same situation in that matter. We're all far away from home. We never see our parents. We had to be away from home for a very long time.
That's so much, but in the same time I'm very happy for her because I know how she wants this so badly, so that makes me really happy. Oh, I just wish her to be just the person that she is. She can be a little bit Swedish, but with a little gain from the American society. I think it will be a perfect match.
Even with the multiple struggles and difficulties that international student athletes have to overcome, they seem to fade away with the new opportunities and exciting life lessons that OSU brings them.
It would definitely change my life. It would be a positive effect for sure. The biggest effects would be just to say I've been to a school in the US, to Oklahoma State University. To say that I've got a degree here would be very helpful for me in the future back home in South Africa. I would definitely have an advantage in that way.
It changed my life for sure. It changed my life completely. I mean, it gave me a chance to come here to study, to play golf, improve my golf game, improve myself as a person, and to see the world. If I was back home, I really don't know what I would be doing now.
You change for good thing. You have a scholarship, you go to school, everything is free. And when I finish here, I have my degree, I have good program basketball. Everything I wanna do, I can do, because if I wanna go work, I can work. If I wanna go NBA, I can go to Europe, everywhere I can go to make my life easy, you know. And my family will be very happy when I have my degree.
It's really nice to get the degree in American college and still play tennis.
I thought it was an incredible opportunity to be able to come here on a random team and meet all these cool people and run, which I love to do. OSU really makes my lifestyle easier.
I just wanted to live the American dream, like everyone else in France. So.
It's more schedulized. It's really easy to take parts in things like you can run, you can be part of a club, you can do all of that and still have fun with your friends and do academics. When back home, people go to class from 7 in the morning to 5 in the afternoon, and you don't have time to do anything else.
Everyone's independent, they can do whatever they want. For example, like I can study, I can change my major like 5 times if I want to. I think that's not possible kinda in India, where if you select a major or like if you select a thing and if you go through with it, you can maybe, if you're lucky, you can change once to something else.
I think USA values athletes a lot more. People here love sports a lot more than back home. So here, like as an athlete, we give you scholarship and we give you all the helps they can give you to try to help you to become what you want to become.
One thing that's very important is the opportunity for the internationals to see another part of the world. I mean, we get people from all different walks of life, all different parts of the world, and they come here and see something they've never heard of. They've heard about it, they've read about it, but they've never been here. Just experience. I mean, when you come from another country and you see the extremities or extreme things that go on in America, from the difference of coming to New York City and then coming to a small town like Stillwater, Oklahoma, just the variety we have in just the country. When you go up into the mountains of Colorado and then you go into, you know, the deserts part of America, you see, and we have the extremes of all kinds of great countrysides to see, but all kinds of different towns. A great country of contrast for international students to experience things they've never seen.
Most international student athletes feel that OSU becomes a second home. But what lessons do their American teammates and coaches learn from them? And how does this diversity benefit OSU's athletic program?
I think mostly we try to help them because they just like, they've never been outside of the country or like somewhere in Europe, so they don't know anything. And like, I think like that's our kind of benefits, that like we international, we kind of experience more.
I'm a huge proponent of diversity. I love having international players on the team. I think it brings a lot to the university. It's a great chance for American students here to get to know different cultures, to meet people from different places, to develop a network, social network of people that maybe down the road they'll go and travel to Germany or to Spain, and they can go meet up with someone that they've already learned about their culture. So I think it's great to have a diverse team. The more diversity, the better. And now we're in 2016, so I think diversity is kind of the name of the game at this stage.
It opened my eyes to the world. I think whenever you have an opportunity to meet people, you can learn something. And then when you meet people from all these different cultures, it can open your eyes to how things are done in different countries. And we have a lot of really neat discussions with how things are in Sweden versus how things are in Taiwan versus how things are in France. And I mean, there are real differences, and it's interesting. It gets you thinking and talking and sharing and learning more about each other.
I really enjoy it. I think it's really good for me to meet people from all over the world, and I think it's definitely changed the way I look at things. And I get to learn about all their cultures and things like that, and they get to teach me a lot just from they say, oh, in Germany we do this, or in Colombia it's like this, and I think that's really cool, just getting to learn about all those different things and the way they do things. It's interesting. Just like to remind me about how different American culture is, and how different it is actually from their expectation. Like they come here and they have expectations of America, but they actually, they kind of realize that maybe it's not as bad as they think it is. Or I know that sometimes they have trouble understanding other people if they're speaking a different language, but for me, I don't think they have any problems, and I don't have any problems either. I can normally figure out what they're trying to say. I think they think I know more things. Like if we go to a restaurant, they always ask me, oh, like what's good here? What should I order? Or when we go to Walmart, they ask me, yeah, where is the, whatever they're looking for. They think that since I'm an American, I would know where it is. Or they're just fun to be around, They all have different things that they bring from their country that's just interesting. And that's the thing that I love most about our team, is that we feel that close, even though they're from all over the world and they have to get on a plane for 15 hours to go home. Like, I still feel like they're my brothers, and I can talk to them about anything.
They definitely like soccer. I think every guy on our team loves to watch soccer, so that's a big difference. A lot of the American players, they won't follow soccer as much, and some of their music choices are a little bit different. I love having international student athletes on the team. For me, I've been able to develop a relationship with players from all over the world, and that's been really interesting. I've gotten to learn about different countries. I've been able to visit players in different countries. The level of playing ability is definitely broadened by bringing international student athletes here to play college tennis. And again, it's a great learning experience for everyone involved.
I think it's a great opportunity for each of the girls to learn about the world, learn about different cultures and different experiences. I was fortunate. I played golf at University of Tulsa, and I was the only American on my golf team my freshman year. So I was this girl from Kansas, came to Tulsa, and I had teammates from South Africa, Australia, Denmark. I mean, those are friends for life for me that are all over the world, and great opportunity to learn. It's almost like studying abroad when you're in school. So I think it's a really neat opportunity for kids to come to Stillwater, come to Oklahoma State, and get to meet people from all over the world.
I think one thing that all Americans can gain from internationals is that they are willing to try something new, to go someplace where the culture is totally different, to go someplace where the language barrier is totally different, and blend in there and make it work. Americans, we just get pretty set in our ways that it's just the way it is. That's where we grew up. We don't want to change that. We don't like to jump out of our comfort zone, experience things that we never had before. Then internationals really open your eyes to that, because to leave their homeland, to leave their family and come over here and study for a year or multiple years is really taking kind of a leap of faith. And I think that it teaches Americans that we need to broaden our horizons and see other parts of the country also.
As a student athlete from Lithuania myself, I understand issues many international students face. OSU works hard to create an environment that is both memorable and exciting, leading to future success. Though these athletes may be from around the world, they will remain Cowboys for life. For OSU, Monika Radashkaitė.